Welcome to Ghostly.
Is the Crown Point jail haunted?
Ghostly is a podcast that comes out every other week, except for this month, we're weekly. In each episode, we take a ghost story or a paranormal event and look into its complete history. Rebecca then gives us evidence proving that the story is real, and my job is to debate those pieces of evidence and get you, the listener, prepared to vote on if it's real or not. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, we're your host. I'm Pat.
And I'm Rebecca.
So, wow, this has been a lot of prisons in one single month.
It really has. And
Yeah.
This particular prison has been a long time coming.
Yeah, actually, so the story behind this prison is that we were invited out there by Neil and Steve of Graveside Paranormal or Paranormal Guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in March.
Yeah, and we've been waiting.
So one thing I can tell you about like prisons in March, they're cold, especially if there's no heat in them. It's super cold, and we were freezing the whole time.
When they're abandoned, which they often are when
Yeah.
we're talking
Yep.
about them, definitely no heat.
So when we went out there, there was a couple of things that happened. We're going to mention that during this episode. But I will say, for the most part, we all left there going, all right, that was like an abandoned prison.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I mean, how often do you get to go in an abandoned prison?
Right.
But besides that, I don't know if we saw anything really ghostly. Ding,
I
ding,
had
ding.
a little thing. I had one thing happen
Yeah.
to me, which I'll talk about, coming up. But, part of this too is, again, we don't do a lot of our own paranormal investigating. So
Paranormal?
Paranormal investigating. And what we've learned, I mean, this took a little bit of time and obviously but part of the reason it's taken so long is that they have to go through all the evidence.
Yes.
And not for this one, not only was there audio, because we're recording, we have like recording devices, but there's also some video.
Yeah.
And that's because we had Danny Reyes come with us, who is an amazing photographer.
Yes, it was
Videographer, camera. I don't know, but he's amazing.
He was incredible.
Filmmaker. There you go. And he got some great footage. And it just takes time. To go through all that.
And, so Neil called me up and he was like, hey, we have to do an episode about this because I have some EVP evidence, which is, the voice recorders. And I don't know how you're going to take it, but that's where this episode comes into. This is us on Paranormal Guy, and we just thought we'd use this to explain Crown Point, because there's nothing better than actually us talking about it, I guess.
I mean, this is it. This is us listening. Like, Pat and I did not know. We knew there was evidence.
Yes.
But we had never heard it before. This was us going in cold and them presenting us with the evidence and then us all debating it. And it was super fun.
Absolutely. And before we get into that, I would just like to say, over the last year, we did some of our favorite events. We did C2E2. We did Fan Expo, and we did Elgin Fringe Fest, which we love doing those. And when we're there, we like passing out stickers. And that makes me think of Sticker Mule, our friends. They have these amazing custom stickers. And now, this is going to sound so geeky, but I didn't want the ghostly sticker to be a perfect circle. I wanted it to be cut out around the skull.
Yes, because we didn't want it to be like a round thing or a square thing, and then it just had the ghostly logo in the middle.
Absolutely. So we were able to get them to make a custom sticker for us, and we love them. And they, always take really good care of us. I will say that, their orders come really quick, like quicker than you think. When you've ordered from them, you get emails that invite you to try other products that they have at like severe discounts.
And it's not even that expensive to begin with. Like,
No.
I'm always surprised at what you can get there for that price.
What's also really interesting about them too is that if you do a big enough order, they send you hot sauce.
Yep.
Sticker Mule hot sauce.
Yeah,
so,
mule sauce.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So we're going to have a link to that in the show notes.
Yes.
If you're looking for stickers, that's where you go.
Absolutely. For an event, whatever you got going on.
Yeah.
People love stickers. I've been surprised. We give people choices of things when they come to our tables, and I am always surprised how many people choose stickers. It's
absolutely.
definitely popular.
Absolutely. So, okay, here is the interview with us on Paranormal Guys.
Talking about Crown Point Jail.
Yep.
Pat, what do creepy stories, funny ghost memes, and inside ghostly information have in common?
My life.
Well, yes, but no, it's also Ghostly Society on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that too, of course. But aren't all ghostly listeners in Ghostly Society?
Not yet.
What? I mean, that means that they're missing out on all my jokes.
Yeah, they are. And missing out on chatting and sharing with other listeners and us, of course.
We love talking to our listeners. If you haven't yet, you should consider joining our private group on Facebook called Ghostly Society.
Let's hope now they will.
Unless they're a woman in white.
Uh-oh.
We're live. Let me hit.
We're live?
We're live. We're alive.
It's alive.
Okay.
We're alive.
Where's the intro?
You want some intro?
I need some intro.
You want some music?
Let's get Halloween started off right. Give us some
Yeah, right?
Here we go.
No, they can't get far.
Escaping the realm of darkness, the Paranormal Guys are on a quest to find the answers to the hard questions of where the normal meets the paranormal and the weird, and where the natural meets the unnatural. So grab your holy water, call your mama, and get ready for the Paranormal Guys podcast.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello. Today's date is 10/15/2023. Guess what, boys and girls? It's Halloween season. We got a very good show for you tonight. We got on Ghostly Podcast, Miss Rebecca and Pat.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
With us
Yay.
in jail.
Been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah. And we are going to reveal some stuff. And hopefully today we can make Pat a believer, Rebecca.
I mean, that's
I
the
think-
plan.
I think there's a strong
in the future.
I think there's a strong possibility that I'll be a believer after this.
Okay. I'll
Like-
believe it when I
you sing
see
that
it.
monkey song?
Yeah, I'm a believer now that I see her.
All right. Well, we're going to do our best today, Steve, to make him a believer, because we actually have a lot of very cool evidence to listen to as well as see today.
Awesome.
I think everybody, and just so everybody knows, Pat and Rebecca have not seen or heard any of this stuff, so this is the first time they're going to be hearing this. So Pat, I'm sure, is going to give a reason and rhyme why something happened.
It was a leather couch.
It was a leather
and there
couch.
was
There was a little earthquake, some vibration from pipes.
And the phone flew off.
That's how it works, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's talk a little bit about how's everybody's Halloween season going so far. Rebecca, how's yours?
Oh, it's good. I just put out pumpkins from my dad's pumpkin patch today, so that felt very Halloween. And we've been releasing our haunted prison episodes for Ghostly, so it's been fun, very spooky.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I've been listening to them. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank
Pat,
you.
what about you? How's your Halloween season going so far?
Oh, it's great, but I'm really looking forward to next week when we go on a tour with you guys.
Oh, yes. Just so everybody knows, who doesn't know, well, I think everybody knows by now, we do tours, ghost tours. We do 4.5-hour tours throughout the Chicagoland area. And Pat and Rebecca are going to be coming on as usual. There are special guests that are going to be coming out there. We're going to be going out into the night for 4.5 hours. We have a whole new program by Steve Steve did a very, very good job right over there. He did a good job, putting together a whole new program for everyone. And I think everybody's going to be very, very happy, Steve.
I'm so excited. We did this last year, but as you say, there's new stuff.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, the best tour I've been on. And she's just saying that, but like it is, because you're not just like touring the sites, but like you have videos, you're showing evidence, like there's never a downtime moment, even when you're driving between all the sites and everything. So it's super fun, and I'm excited to go again. I think that's gonna, so far Halloween's been, seen some scary movies or the pumpkins, but like this, I think is gonna kick it.
Okay.
Now,
we haven't done a live broadcast in a long time, so
That's been a while.
Every now and then, someone's going to be calling in. Mr. Mike Sandel. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So,
hey, Mike.
I recommend people give comments as we're going through. I will get back to. I will try to get to what everybody's saying. Once again, Mike, hello. How are you? Other than that, let's talk about some of the other things that are going on. We have our special investigation at the Roth House, our open house. The overnight one is sold out, ladies and gentlemen. It's been sold out for some weeks now. But this one here, Graveside Paranormal presents Watseka, Illinois. We are going to be going out there, and the amazing Jacob Mayfield is going to be out there as well.
He's so good.
Dude,
he's cool.
Such a good person, man. He's a good guy. He's a great guy.
He's been a guest on a podcast too. So if you want to see Jacob,
on your guys' podcast as well, he's been on.
Oh yeah.
He's just he's what you see is what you get with Jacob. He's just a very good person, and I really like dealing with him. And for this investigation, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to come out to Watseka, and for just $10, you're going to come out there, and you're going to be going to floor by floor for at least a good 15 to 20 minutes, and you're going to be able to record voices, hopefully.
If
and send them to your email, and then you can investigate and you can check it out yourself.
I think you guys need to charge more than $10, though. That's really low.
Oh, because
I try to be very reasonable with people. I want everybody to have a good Halloween. It's like I like to give back, Pat. I really do.
I mean, I would easily pay $40-$50 for that, though.
All right, you know what? Just because he said so now, ladies and gentlemen, it's $40-$50.
No, but bring your friends, bring your family.
Yeah.
People. Bring 5 people. It'll be 50 then.
Hey, Michelle. Michelle says hi, guys.
Oh, hey, Michelle.
Hey.
You always say with Jacob, what you see is what you get, but he's a psychic, so what he sees is what
what we all get.
I would like to plug that he is going to be in St. Charles,
Illinois.
Yeah, St. Charles, Illinois. I think it's the whole month of October at Steel Beam, and he's going to be doing a show there. And we're going on November 4th.
Yeah. He's got a few weekends here. He's doing his.
So he has something in November as well.
Well, it's the first weekend of November.
Only the first weekend,
Yeah. So it starts, I think, this coming weekend, or maybe it was this weekend, or it may have started, but then it goes through the beginning of November, and he's doing just a fun show. He said ages 12 and up. I think he's doing a lot of his fun mentalist stuff. I'm sure there'll be some tarot card stuff, but it's very interactive. He does a good job.
Yeah. He tries to touch upon like each person and do something for each person.
Good. That's good stuff. All right. Steve, do we have any other little announcements, or does Ghostly Podcast want to make some of your announcements that are going on? What's going on with Ghostly Podcast?
Oh, well, this month we're doing Haunted Prisons inspired by the Crown Point prison that we went with you. And that was in March, wasn't it?
It was in March. We did.
It was so cold. So
it was
cold.
very
That's
cold.
all I remember that. Yeah. But so we've been doing Haunted Prisons. We did New Mexico. We did we did Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
And we're about to do the one where they filmed Shawshank in, which is Ohio State. And
one of my most favorite movies is Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. I just watched it again the other day. So
that's one of those movies you can watch repeatedly.
Over and over.
Oh my God, that movie's so good.
Yeah. So it's been very spooky, but I think this is going to be the spookiest.
So I'm going to tell everybody, just so everybody knows, we did go there in March, and this is the first time we were with Pat and Rebecca on a full investigation. We got there early. We all had some pizza together, went over, reviewed what we were going to do, how we were going to do everything. First off, I want to thank Mr. Danny Reyes for coming out there.
Oh, yeah.
and helping out and filming a lot of the things for us.
Yeah, he did an awesome job.
Yeah, he's great.
It was great, and I hope we can work together again some other time. So I want to just say kudos to him. Thank you very much for coming out and helping us out. So let's talk about the conditions of the Crown Point Jail. I mean, the Lake County Jail in Crown Point, Indiana. I keep saying Crown Point Jail.
I know, I do it too. Yeah.
Is that it's very cold conditions. We're in March. It is a rainy season.
It's damp in the building.
Yeah, and
they don't have heat.
No.
Yeah, no.
Well, they have heat in that main room office.
I love that room. That is my favorite room.
Yeah,
that's probably the most haunted place.
Why is that your favorite room? Because it's warm?
Because it's warm, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to freeze me out there.
And I had to say, Pat was a real trooper.
Yes.
He went into this one thing and down in the basement, and we did a sensory deprivation down there with him, and he sat there on a bucket. I have to love it. He sat there on a bucket. Yeah, he sat there on a bucket, and he sat there for at least a good 15, 20 minutes.
Shivering.
It was cold. Both him and Rebecca, they were both very cold. First time doing like a complete overnight one like that in a place like that, they did very well. But it's not for everybody. Just so everybody knows, these investigations are not for everybody.
Yeah, we like to talk about the results of the investigation. I'm not as good at going on them, but
we're just not patient.
No,
it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. And so before we start everything, I want to just explain something because I know that I have Pat with me today. So, and he is a skeptic. He is not the believer. So I want to explain something. When things are going on, and I have to be honest, is that I felt when I left there, it was nothing. But once again, it's always the things that are going on in the background that you don't see or hear.
Right.
And then after your evidence and you review evidence, that's when you start noticing that certain things are going on. So a lot of times they go into these haunted places and go, oh, that wasn't nothing. That's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know it's all about the evidence. And it's happened to me and Steve so many times when I read Steve.
It is. You're absolutely right. And the evidence takes hours to go through. And then Neil has super hearing, where I have the worst hearing ever. Too much loud music. That Sony Walkman ruined me as a teenager.
Yeah, right.
So we go through the evidence. We listen to the EVPs, and we got some creepy things. Creepy recordings. Even I could hear them. And I don't want to spoil anything, but we got a really creepy one.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it.
And so what we're going to do is I want to let everybody know at this time, I'm going to give it a minute or two. We are going to go through EVPs. If you want to put on headphones while you're listening to either on your phone or whatever you're listening to, it's not that sometimes people can't hear like I can hear. They hear like Steve hears.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is. But what I do is I have to go through everything, and I have to go through at least 3, 4, 5, 10 times to see if I actually am hearing what I'm hearing. So I went and I reviewed everything as much as I can, and it's amazing how many EVPs. I would actually say I got up to 20 EVPs inside this jail. We're not going to show all of them. What I did was I got the best ones because I don't want the low volume ones where nobody couldn't hear anything. Right. We also have some video of something. So I think the last video that we're going to show you, I think everybody the people I've shown this to, they're pleasantly surprised. They're like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Mm-hmm. So in the end, we're going to leave it up to you as we leave it up to Pat to believe or not to believe. So with that being said, are you guys ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do this too.
I was born ready.
You were? Yeah. You were born to be a skeptic.
Yep.
All right.
Let me try this thing out here.
All right. Let me lead into it. All right. So in this one here, it should be the one where I'm asking how many inmates are in the cell block. And then I get an answer. So if everybody who's listening to this and is able to see it on Facebook, give yourself a chance, put on the headphones. There's a little screen that's going to be to your right. We also put up the words of what's being said. So Steve is right now going to set this up. So if you can, put on your Bluetooth. Okay. And so I asked the question, how many inmates are in the cell block?
So one word of warning, the volume on this may or may not be initially too high. May be too, I don't think it's going to be too low. Just a heads up. if you are listening to headphones and you have it cranked up, sorry, maybe lower it a little. But here we go. This is the first one. Hit play.
How many inmates are down here in this cell block at this time?
Okay. So when I was listening to that, going through the evidence, I heard the number 10. Go ahead, play it back one more time, Steve.
Okay.
How many inmates are down here in this cell block at this time?
Do you guys hear 10?
The first time I thought I heard 10, but then that second time when I was actually listening for it, I didn't hear 10. I just heard a.
That's fine. So let's play it one more time for you then, Pat.
I'll just play the 10 part.
Yeah, play that part.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it. She says the voice. It sounds like a woman.
So I want to just point out something: is that this area here, there was a total of 5 cells. Okay, that we did this in, because majority of all of them that in the beginning when we were going to is 5 cells that was down the tier area.
Mm.
There's usually 2 to a cell.
Is this where Dillinger was?
I don't know if this one was where Dillinger was, because I did not be able to. I was not able to get all the videos with the audio correct. We didn't have all the video that we needed. So what happened was I had to, as I go through the audio, I start figuring out what areas we're in at the time.
Which we should also mention that, yes, Danny did an amazing job, but they had camera issues, which he says he never has. So some of the footage, I think, was lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he talked to me. He told me they lost some footage. He said he doesn't know what happened. Somehow or another, it got compromised. So what I'm saying is that there's 5 cells on this floor in the area that we're at. Usually there's always 2 people to a cell. So could this be the correct answer of 10? Once again, asking a question, an intelligent question, and you're getting an intelligent response. It's not like I said, how many inmates are on this thing? And I get the word red.
Right.
I get a number.
Let me play the 10 part again. I increased the volume just a little bit.
Okay.
It sounds like it could be static to me. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let's.
Fair enough.
Do you guys want to move on to the next one then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this one here, someone says, I'm not going to say what it is. We're going to hear some of us talking, and then you're going to be able to hear it for yourself. You tell me what you think you hear. Okay.
Now, just to be fair, Neil, I did put the text.
Yeah, you did. So Pat, I want you to just close your eyes.
I can't see the text.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
you
too
will.
Small. Okay.
All right, maybe. All right, here we go. Play.
Do you need to go home? Do you want to go home? Yes or no?
So I'm asking the question, do you want to go home? I clearly hear the word yes, and understand I didn't have any of the words in front of me like we're giving for people right now.
I mean, again, it sounds like it could be just static though, too. So
All right, Rebecca, what do you think?
I think it sounds like yes. I mean, I think there's enough of a break in between where you hear what the static sounds like, and then it's clearly, to me, a voice talking, and it does sound like yes.
All right, so Steve, I want you to play it all the way from the beginning again. And Pat, what I want you to do is I just want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
All right, I just want you to center on listening to this. Go ahead, Steve.
Here we go.
Do you need to go home? Do you want to go home? Yes or no? Still not a believer.
Oh, sorry.
Kept going.
He goes, I'm still not a believer.
Easter egg.
I mean, if it was yes, it was by Cobra Commander. He said yes.
Well, let me ask you this: Did you think that you heard the word yes?
No, I heard like a little bump in the audio, like
a little bump in the audio. Okay.
And I guess you could assume it was yes, but it's not clear enough for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Rebecca, do you hear it distinctly as being yes?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So once again, it's a question where I'm saying, do you want to go home? And I give them the thing, yes or no. And what do we hear? Yes.
Red.
Okay. Right. So you remember that scene from My Cousin Vinny? And he's like, You're telling me you saw that car through that dirty window and those bushes and so my question is, just to be fair, Pat, is your hearing like good?
Yeah, actually, I've had my hearing checked out, and even though I was a musician, my hearing is excellent. Actually,
Okay, all right, just checking.
By a doctor. It was checked out by a legit doctor, and my hearing is good.
Okay.
And the people who are watching this live right now, comment in and you tell me what you think.
Yeah, by the way,
yes, then to say what's on your mind. If you don't hear it, it's fine with me. It's not like I'm going to be upset.
We do have somebody in the chat that was there with us, Michelle. I remember Michelle was with us that day, and I'm kind of curious if she is still typing in there what she thinks. But yeah, anybody in the comments, please let us give us some feedback right now.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it shouldn't be about, do you think you heard this? It should be pretty obvious.
Okay. Did you hear it? It'd be kind of interesting is if you took something like this and played it through a speech recognition software, maybe something like Google has, and then see what that comes up with. And if it doesn't come up with anything, then okay, yeah. All right. That's fair. But if it comes up with yes.
Michelle said that she heard the first EVP.
Oh, okay.
So you're talking about where it says 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the third one that we're going to be talking about is you're going to hear talking. And then once again, I want you to try to listen for what word's going to come up next.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Well, it says it, but
I'm not looking.
Okay, so what I'm hearing there is a young man. Steve, pull it back just a little bit and play it again, the word. And I can hear it distinctly, even though I know what it is. I'm hearing awesome when I'm listening to this.
Are you guys tripping on acid or something? I don't hear anything
hear it?
for that. I mean, I hear. That's what I hear.
All right, let me ask Rebecca. Rebecca, tell me.
Let me play it. Let me play it one more time.
Okay.
And actually, I will increase the volume a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, that was the clearest so far. Like almost to the point that I wonder, like, did I say awesome at that moment or something? Like it definitely sounds like a very clear person saying it.
Okay. Go ahead, pull it back. And so what I do is before you hit play, I have to listen to this many times to know where everybody's at, actually. So I have to relate my hearing to everybody's voice. And I actually made sure that both of us had recording devices that day, and I cross-referenced them. So the minute that I'm hearing something on mine, I then cross-reference it on yours to see if I'm catching it. Just because you might be closer to your recorder, and then yours going to come up a lot better. Whereas I'm closer to my recorder. So I have to cross-reference these things. So once again, let's play that again.
Just the EVP part, right?
Yeah, just pull it back just a little bit and then just let it hit.
Right. So maybe because your voice is in here, Rebecca, right?
Oh,
right.
I don't know.
It sounds like a little boy to me.
Here, I'm going to kind of go up to here. Actually, let's hear Pat's conviction again.
Oh.
Still not a believer.
There you go.
Still not a believer. That's me laughing. Maybe.
That's Sue.
That is not any of our voices. That is not any of our voices.
Yeah, but there was the woman that walked us through. Is that during that part?
No. That's all this stuff. All the recordings that we did is after the fact of after the presentation that we received. As you know, we were all together. Me, you, Sue, and Rebecca were all together, and with Danny and the other cameraman. Those people who were presenting were not part of that whatsoever.
No.
They already gave the presentation, and then we went to go investigate.
The cameraman had deep voices.
What's that?
Yeah.
The cameraman had deep voices.
Yeah, this sounds like a kid to me.
Yeah, I mean, I hear the awesome now that you pointed it out, but I didn't hear it initially, so I'm thinking
All right,
that.
let's play it again. Let's play it again.
Just the awesome part.
It seems weird. An odd word. An odd word for
Historical word for the time of
yeah.
Not really.
Right. And I actually thought that myself. I'm like, that seems kind of odd. Why
Well,
would you use
if
the
you're
word
a
up?
ghost and you're an intelligent ghost,
You learn.
right? You
You
learn.
learn.
And yeah, so I mean,
I don't. Well, this
maybe not.
prison was only a jail until 1974. So
Right.
awesome, I don't think was starting to be used until the 80s in that kind of context.
So they're learning English from the
Maybe
There
the
you
investigators that go there.
investigating.
So
Because
we
they are
owe them
making
an
fun of-
apology because Neil was talking quite a bit that day, and now they're going to be saying me and Steve.
So
That's Steve and I.
here, let's just say this, okay? So if I'm getting intelligent answers to questions, like take for instance that 10, they're listening. They're evolving as people go in there and investigate. They're learning new vocabulary.
Yeah.
So the minute that I say something to them and all of a sudden I get an intelligent response to that, there's some kind of learning process. They're paying
But see,
attention.
now we're engaging skeptic. His neural network of skepticism just lit up. Because it's like, you can't even prove there's a ghost. Now you're going to prove that they're learning. Like,
Well, I had a question. Was it?
A chalkboard and everything now.
I mean,
go ahead, Pat.
well, I was gonna say, like, I'm trying to remember. Was there the upstairs? There was a part where there were kids there.
Right.
There were toys and all that. Again, I don't know where this was recorded.
Oh, yeah, that upstairs room with the juvenile detention center. But again, 1974. They weren't saying awesome. They were saying groovy. No,
right.
they were past groovy.
Cool, Pat.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
The next one is, I believe, Sue asked, "Are you trying to get better?" Here, let me make sure I'm on my right track here. Yes, I am. On 0087, Sue asks, "Are you trying to?"
Are we doing 8.5 or 8.7? 8.5 or 8.7?
Hold on a second. Is there an
8.7?
No, we're now. No, we're in 8.7 now.
Okay, so let's remind you what 8.5 is real quick.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
So yeah.
Oh, I heard.
Oh
yes
yeah, that was
there.
the one. There was an 8.5. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right, and I just didn't mark it. At 2031, you hear after talking. Yes, go ahead, play that one again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I heard yeah and yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if the yeah was.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that too, but that doesn't mean it's not anybody else that's saying that. Could be somebody further away from the microphone.
It sounded
Now-
whispered.
Yeah, it's kind of it has a whispery tone.
Yeah.
So if somebody far away, they were whispering pretty loud to get to the microphone.
But I don't know if someone was whispering.
It sounds like Kevin, the other cameraman.
Okay, let me just play it real quick again.
Yeah.
So Kevin, the other cameraman, goes, yeah.
That sounds kind of creepy. If that was them, I don't know.
I don't know how it could be. Why would the cameraman go? Yeah.
I mean, that's like
I'm super spooky.
no, that's like the voice somebody calls you at 3 in the morning.
But see, the difference between me and you guys is
Are you in
I
my
look.
room?
So I'm like, if there's a logical reason for it, then I'm going to use that logical reason, no matter what. I mean, it beats the idea of there being actual spirits in there as far as logic goes.
Can we agree that we hear yes?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
All right, fair
Yes.
enough.
Yes.
This one's
Okay.
Yes.
Now, can we
Yes.
also agree that
Yes.
it's a little creepy sounding, and that anybody saying yes in this way, using just the logic, right? That was kind of creepy of them.
Well, I don't know
Let me
the
play it.
context of it though. So
Well, okay. In any context, would this be normal?
I don't know.
Would that be normal if you're like, "Hey, Steve, you want to go to McDonald's?" Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I will say, to be fair, because I try not to always be completely all believer. Like, I could see, like, but here's two sides of this, right? Like, could I see a conversation where, like, the two cameramen are whispering to each, like, hey,
Yeah, they're trying
like,
not to be heard.
what do you think is happening, with that? Or should we try this lens? And then someone being like, yeah, and they're like, yes.
Okay.
But you would have heard the
You would have heard them
question
saying that.
before. You know what I mean? Like, they're answering.
Well, this is too
something
small of an audio
not
clip, though. I
hearing
mean,
the
I would,
question.
yeah.
Yeah, yes.
So
I mean, I'm going to agree to disagree with you guys on this.
All right, that's
I believe
fine.
it could be the
That's
cameraman.
That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. So
All right,
it went
so
like
Steve,
this.
you want to move on to the next
It went
one?
like this. No, just saying. It possibly Occam's razor. This is what happened. Okay. The cameraman one says, "Hey, you want to get dinner after, or you want to go get a beer afterwards?" And
But they
that's
were
what
trying
happened.
not to be heard, though.
Okay.
But then you would have heard them before
Occam's
that.
razor.
Yeah,
okay.
but okay. So how long of a clip is this? As far
All right,
as
go ahead,
like,
pull it back.
how many seconds is this though that you have
this-
an audio clip of?
I have it at.
So we got it begins at 13 seconds, and then I'm
No,
sorry.
it didn't.
My bad.
you're on the wrong. Yeah.
It went, sorry. It starts at what? 34 seconds, and then yes starts at 39. So you got about 5 seconds of audio beforehand.
So you're saying that is too long for somebody to answer a question. It takes me a half hour sometimes to answer a question.
So ask
Sometimes
me,
I get back to people the next day.
right.
And I get back to them and I say, yes.
You
Yeah,
call them
yes.
at 3 a.m.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't hear no question.
But that's the thing. It could have been
Usually,
at 32 seconds.
But usually, if someone asks me a question on site and says, "Hey Neil, all right, do you need this?" I won't. I'll say it right away, yes or no.
Not if you're looking at your video camera. Not if you're trying to do something else and you're distracted by something.
Okay,
My guess
got
is,
a point.
even though
will
it's not
argue with you
here,
on
even
that
though it's
one,
not
Pat.
here, I'm guessing you would have grabbed a question should that have been
All right.
if you had heard it. But
Right.
Or they
Got
could have been in another room and walked into the room then.
Anyway,
You
this
don't-
one.
there's other explanations besides ghost.
Okay, fair enough.
You're right.
Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. All right. So we're going to the next one at 6:52 on 0087. Steve, am I correct on this?
You are correct, sir.
All right. Sue asks, so that's my wife, asks, "Are you trying to get back to life?"
To the
Are
ghost
you?
or to you?
Ooh.
And all right, go ahead, play it.
All right, here we go.
Do you have a lot of people who work here who are trying to help you and get you back on track in life?
Once again, these voices are very, very low and they're like whispering. You
Is
hear
it the cameraman again?
Are those the
Mhm.
cameramen?
Now we had how many seconds here? We start at like 41 seconds, and then we go all the way.
Let's just listen to it again.
Right.
Before we
Listen to all
dissect
the
it too much.
So 9 seconds of until we get that. So
Yeah, let's
here
just
we go.
listen to it again.
Do you have a lot of people who work here who are trying to help you and get you back on track in life?
Do you hear that?
I definitely hear it.
I do, but it could be anything. It could be, I mean, like you put the words up there. I don't know if I would have gotten, "Are you?" You know, I don't know if I would have gotten that.
All right,
Okay.
so from here on out, then, Pat, what I want you to do is when we're going to do this, I want you to make sure you close your eyes.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me what you think if you hear.
All right.
Fair enough? Is that fair?
Yep.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Gotta
All
say,
right.
I do remember this. I feel I was with her. I remember. I feel like this was for sure up at in that upper floor, where it was the juveniles, but then it was also like substance abuse and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I feel like
Mhm.
that's where she asked this question.
This is that area that we were at, that top floor,
Yeah.
that where there's drug rehab and stuff like that, and it's supposed to
Yeah.
be young
And
teenagers.
Also, I would say that this is not like a confined area. There are people that are walking by outside, and you can
And you
hear
know
them
what? I
sometimes.
have to agree with Pat on that.
Yeah.
So everybody knows these are open windows. Actually, they're broken
Yes.
or whatever, and there is outside noise that is going on because actually, you could easily be fooled by voices inside that place. I'm being completely. Pat's exactly right about that. The
Now,
way
this is on the
happens-
third floor, right, of the
Right.
building?
Yeah,
So no-
you could hear people outside.
But when I was on the
Can you
third
hear
floor,
a whisper though outside? on
well,
the
it
third
might
floor?
sound like a whisper to you from, coming all the way up, but I did hear people when we were on the third floor, like
No, I mean,
outside.
right? Because I was with him, and I'm like this. I go because you could hear people outside in that alley area having conversation near that pizza place easily, but it is like Steve said. How is it you're hearing something that sounds like a whisper though?
Because the microphone doesn't pick it up exactly the same as our ears do. And our ears pick it up a lot closer to where they're at, where a microphone, it depends upon the sensitivity of the microphone. You're not using, the most advanced microphone technology or anything like that. You're using little recorders.
Little guy, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can sound like it from a distance. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. But you know what? I want to ask everybody else who's watching this right now.
Please do.
What do you think of right now? Would you say out of the ones that we've done, would you say majority of them that you can hear or not hear? And I'm totally cool with everybody. Did you guys hear that last one or the one before that? Feel free to go out and put in what your comment says on that. Until then, we're going to move on to the next one, Steve.
Okay.
Now, here's an interesting one. This is actually pretty interesting. We're still on the third floor, okay? And me and Pat, we're talking about a doll that was on the ground, and we start talking about like Batman, Superman, how I collect certain things. And then all of a sudden you hear another voice. At least I believe I do. And I actually checked it with Sue today. I go, do you hear this? And I didn't tell her what it was. And so I want you to listen to this and you tell me what you think, okay?
Okay.
I look like you're a Batman, Superman, all that good stuff.
You guys like Batman, Superman, and they want to have
Pull it back, do it another time.
Okay.
Don't look, Pat.
I'm not looking.
I know you're not. Just want to remind you.
Increase the volume a little bit.
Bring it up just a little bit, yeah.
I look like you're a Batman, Superman, all that good stuff.
You guys like Batman, Superman, and they want to have
Do you hear Superman?
Sorry.
I was going to say.
No.
Do it again.
No, I did not. I did not hear Superman.
Did you hear anything else?
No, not really. Not anything more than static.
Okay, nothing more than static. That was nothing more than static. Play it one more time, Steve. One more time.
I'm going to play the part.
The
where it
ending,
says-
yeah.
Okay, so what's odd about this is we're talking about Batman and Superman. Okay. And all of a sudden I hear Superman. I have to take it to Steve and he hears Superman and he has the worst hearing in the freaking world.
I do. That's my wife.
And so I'm clearly hearing Superman. But if you think it's static, that's fine.
All right, just for the record, I have monitor headphones on, so it doesn't like embellish any of the sounds. What it does is it keeps it as neutral as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps it very flat. I put my hands to them so that I that's all I can hear is coming out of the headphones, and I did not hear that.
Okay.
I will say, so the first time I listened, I did look and I saw like the word and like what it was, and I was like, oh yeah, that definitely says it. When you played it the second time, I was like, I really don't hear it. The third time I did. It's really quiet though.
See, and the thing is when you're doing this, when you really start doing it and listening to the recordings, I have to do the same thing. I have to listen to it at least 3-5 times. Because at first, what I do is I just hear it. And so I catch something. I feel like I catch something. So then I have to keep listening and listening to things until I finally figure out what it possibly can be. So we'll leave that at that one. But I think the next one,
Are you taking that time to process it? Or are you really convincing yourself?
That's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
I mean, that's the hard part. Yeah.
Sure.
Because
is there
then-
something that I'm doing to myself to make myself believe, am I hearing Superman?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I forcing it because that's part of what the conversation's about?
Mm-hmm.
Could I be doing that to myself? Maybe. I could be. I never know. I don't
Now,
know. But
for this particular one, I did hear Superman, as we talked about. But to be fair to Pat, I think you told me that it says Superman before I heard it, before we even played it. So I could have been primed to hear it.
And that could and that one feels a little bit more like it absolutely could have been somebody else in the background. Like, oh yeah, it's Superman. And like all you hear is, you know, like you just catch that little bit of a whisper of somebody whispering to somebody else. Like, yeah.
All right. So
it's there.
All right. So the next one that we're going to listen to is another one. We got a couple more to go.
All right.
Is this my favorite one?
I think you're going to enjoy this one very much. It's 0088 at 18:30.
Dirty. It better not be dirty.
No. Come on. Now I want to explain where we are at this point because I know exactly where we're at.
Okay.
Me and you, Rebecca, were sitting next to each other inside the cell. Pat and Rebecca Pat and my wife are in the same area when we're doing this recording. Okay. I think you guys remember you and I were in the cell. We were talking. We had an EMF. We are playing, I believe, Ave Maria in this one the first time.
Okay. No, actually, Rebecca was not in the cell. It was me, you, and Sue that were in the cell.
Yeah, I was not. I was outside of the cell with Danny in the first time, and then I think I was in there.
I heard when you and I were sitting right next to each other.
I think we did at one point, but not the first time.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so the song Ave Maria is being played because my wife came up with the idea of why don't we play this song to see if we get any kind of reaction. So this is what I want you to do, Rebecca. I want you to close your eyes, and Pat, I want you to close your eyes. I do not want you looking at the screen whatsoever.
Okay.
I'm looking down.
All right, go ahead, play it, Steve. What do you think you heard, Rebecca?
Well, I definitely heard my name.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely heard the name, but I don't know if I would say that that's a ghost that's doing that. That could be somebody outside the cell or something doing it. I don't know.
It could be me. It could be me just being like, Rebecca. Like, I don't remember doing that though. But
yeah, she does that often.
So
there was something almost I felt like I heard at the very beginning too.
All right, let's play it one more time. Let's play it one more time.
All right, here we go. Let me increase the volume on this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So at that time, you can clearly hear that you're kind of laughing.
Yeah, I hear me laughing.
And I can hear Dan's voice in it as well.
Uh-huh.
So other people are already talking, and this is a voice that is totally different than the conversation, what's going on. It's a whispered voice once again.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's odd that it just says your name.
But it accentuates, or it says it in such a nice way. Like the 3 a.m. call.
It's very clear. Yeah.
Let's
play
it one more time.
Rebecca, can I play that part that we heard again? And it's not creeping you out or anything?
No, I'm okay.
All right, cool.
So you probably ask me why on probably the man's wing, why would we hear a girl, right? Why would we hear a girl? Well, here, me and Steve actually have a theory. Even though we're going into a supposedly haunted place, we believe that sometimes things follow us and they are always with us at all times. Could it be something that already knows you and follows? We cannot say that because we went into this county jail that it's haunted. No, I can't say it, but yeah, we are getting weird evidence throughout the night. So I leave that up to you to decide, either you're hearing it or you're not hearing it. That's fine.
Right.
But no matter what, I'm telling you, as a fact, I hear, Rebecca.
Right.
Yeah, but there was a lot of mumbling before that I could not understand.
All right, pull it back again.
Yeah, we'll listen to the whole thing. Michelle in the chat said too, like she thought she heard it.
Yeah, Michelle says sounded like it. Victor Lopez also hears it.
Yeah.
And so here, let's play this whole thing again.
Let's play it again. Now let's really listen to the background voices.
Yeah.
Now I do hear Rebecca another time right before
Oh.
that one. So
Okay.
I think you're right.
Totally
I heard,
different than the conversation everybody's having. People are talking normally at a normal level, laughing and joking, and then out of nowhere, you hear, Rebecca.
And
Now, if actually someone said that, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
well, and here's the thing too, is like I could see myself like in some situations like being funny or like saying something like that and then laughing about it, but not like during this. Like I
right.
definitely was doing my best to like be quiet, be listening, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it was like me saying it. And I do agree, like I don't necessarily hear my name 3 times, but I do hear more. There's more whispering underneath, and I can't tell what it's saying.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we were asking where Rebecca was when we were sitting there because it was me, you, and me, Neil, and Sue that were sitting right next to each other, and we were asking where Rebecca is. I don't know if it is just picking up just the end of somebody saying Rebecca or something. I don't know. I can't.
At the beginning, I say I'm here, and I think that's me responding to you asking that question.
I never heard you
wasn't
say
there.
that you were there, though. The music was too loud for me to hear you say
Right,
that.
but that's what I hear
Yeah.
in this.
In the comments, supporting what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
Michelle mentions that she also hears Rebecca 3 times. So
Okay. All right. The next one I believe that we're going to be listening to is the breakaway one. Steve, am I correct? Or is it?
yeah, that's
all right.
let's hear this one.
So
Now,
hold on. Before we do this, I want to explain what's going on because I remember doing this. I believe we were in the area where Dillinger's cell was. Okay. And I remember putting down a recorder. And I totally forgot that I put it in there, and I left it running. And I know we left. And if you guys remember, I said I gotta go back. I
do remember that.
Yeah.
I was go look for it. So I left this thing running. So we're gonna play this, and you tell me once again. I want you to close your eyes and just listen.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
That's the other video.
I heard Rebecca say, "Oh."
Yeah, that's the next
went over.
one.
I did not hear anything.
All right, so
I hear things, but I couldn't tell what they were.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
close your eyes one more time.
Just one more
Okay.
time.
And I'm just going to play.
Just so you know, this one is kind of hard, and I agree with you.
Yeah, it's quiet.
This one is kind of hard, but it's something we caught.
Okay, here we go.
Play the whole thing, Steve. Play the whole thing.
I want the okay. I would
Yeah,
play the
whole thing.
All
right.
Okay.
Nope. Didn't hear a thing.
Okay.
Say like read me. Like something weird, something
just
mean.
so you know,
I don't know.
All right, just so everybody knows, is that I originally caught the last one. Steve,
There's an earlier
with the bad
one.
hearing.
with a horrible hearing, actually caught this one here. In the beginning, and I can hear it, it says break, a couple seconds, break, and then break again, and then break away.
Oh.
Now, I'm the one who caught break away.
I heard B. I did hear like B,
Was this
but I couldn't
video?
tell what it was.
No, this is all audio right now.
Oh,
This
okay.
is all audio. Yeah, this is all audio
Yeah.
right now. You're just seeing the video that we're overlapping.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
let's look at the screen and with the words.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
again,
I
this
wanna
could
hear
be
it.
this could be a brain illusion. When your visual connects with your auditory, it makes it more convincing. More neurons fire, and you go, yeah. But here we go.
Maybe at the end I heard a little, but I don't know if I would say it was breakaway.
The others
Right.
were
No,
really
and I understand
quiet,
that one.
but
I totally
yeah.
get that if you didn't, but because those first three, after I was really listening to them, I could hear it, but once again, it's because I have headphones on. I'm really listening intently to what I'm trying to listen for.
Yeah.
I do too, and these are monitor, as I said, they're
I'm
flat.
I understand.
I edit Ghostly with these, so
Okay. What
Now,
is
it's interesting is that Neil, you told me it said breakaway before I heard it.
Before you heard the word break?
Yeah, so I was expecting to hear it, and then I heard it. So I don't know if there's sometimes a self-affirmation type of thing that happens.
I mean,
what about in the chat? Has anybody heard it?
What does anybody else think about
breakaway?
I mean, I'm convinced that I heard
Feel free to
a
put it in
voice.
at this time.
I definitely am convinced that I heard a voice in there.
Sure.
You know, I couldn't necessarily I did think I heard something with a B early on. The last part I said I thought I heard something me. But you know, I do think there was something there.
Let me just play the last part real quick once again.
Yeah.
So I'm curious that the more we talk about it and the more we say breakaway, the more that
and I was just like, what?
We wire, our neurons are firing with that phrase break away, that we hear it more clearly over and over.
I think it was the cameraman saying, "Put your camera away."
That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing, man.
No, actually, none of us, none of us were there though, right? This is by itself.
It's actually Pat Tucker. It's time for us to go.
Yeah.
It was me. I was taking lunch. I'm like,
well, back then I was still a smoker, so I might have been like, I need a smoke or something. No, actually, no, I had already quit then. So
yeah,
you did quit already.
Day, actually, that was your first day, or
no, it wasn't. I quit on Valentine's Day.
All right, I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
So what? I'm wrong again.
But no, I don't think. Just to confirm though, because you said this is when you left it in the South, so there were no people around,
right?
That we know of.
Once again,
that we know of.
There.
That we know of. That's true.
So that's another skeptic point. You don't
just
know
looking at it.
Yeah,
what was going on.
We didn't trace that, and also too, there were other people on different floors as well. I will say that. So,
but looking at it, it looks very different than the other recordings.
Yep.
All right, so the next one, I believe we have another one. Do we have another one, or are we going right into video then?
It's video now. Yeah.
All right, so this one here, this is when before you guys are going to set up a recording. So you guys are just like talking, okay?
Okay.
Now, I want to play it through, and I don't want to say anything to you because I wanted to see if you guys catch it. All right, so once again, close your eyes and just listen.
That's good. I don't need to watch myself on video.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they did a lot of moves here.
wait till you see. There's all kinds of stuff.
That's my nightmare.
Let's all see it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so before we get into that part right there, Steve, go back.
Okay.
Play
this is when I can't hear it.
And you know what? Here's the thing is, so Steve couldn't hear this, okay? And I could hear it distinctly, and I had Sue come up here, and she heard it right off the bat. So go ahead, pull it back again. Pull it to the beginning. I want to pull it back to the beginning.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I didn't know they did a lot of moves here.
Wait till you see. There's all kinds of stuff.
That's my.
One more time. Beginning.
Oh, I didn't know they did a lot of moves here.
Wait till you see. There's all kinds of stuff.
Right. That's my. Pause it. Did you guys hear anything at all?
No.
Yeah, I know. I heard it every time.
I didn't hear
What do you
anything.
think you heard?
I thought I heard hiss.
Yeah, like a hiss or a psst
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
I can't
Every
hear
time I heard it.
Well, that could be the microphone though too.
They hiss sometimes, right?
Yeah, they do.
They got
Sometimes.
steam in them.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean, to me it sounds like a person saying it, but
I can't hear anything.
I can't hear
Now,
anything.
now here, what's odd about it is Steve still can't hear it.
No, I can't.
that's interesting.
Even as you talk
It
about
is
it,
weird.
I can't hear it.
It's
can't hear
too
it.
high pitched for them, Neil. They
Yeah,
can't.
I don't know. I really don't.
I don't
know.
know. To me, it's like super clear. Like I heard it the first time.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that it is anything, but I definitely heard that noise.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go into the next one.
Well, I want to see the video now because I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
watching
Go ahead,
it.
I'm
So.
sorry.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
do the video.
Let's do that
okay.
real quick here.
You don't have to look at it, Rebecca. I
No,
just
it's
want to see
okay. I
it.
don't mind.
Oh, I didn't know they did a lot of moves here.
Wait till you see. There's all kinds of stuff.
Did
Okay.
you hear it? Did you hear it that time?
No.
No, me either.
See,
It's like my
that's odd.
20th time
Weird.
watching it.
It is odd that like
That's kind of creepy,
can't hear
actually,
it, Jack
Neil.
can't hear
They
it.
can't hear it. Like it's so loud. I don't understand.
Right? I can hear it
so loud. I can't.
And these guys can't hear it. I don't know.
Not at all.
It's because I think we're all just built a little differently, of course.
Yeah.
And some people can hear certain things and certain people can't.
Well, I think maybe it's because Rebecca has those are not monitor headphones that you have on. They're made to enhance the sound.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it's enhancing the sound and that's what you're hearing. And I'm wearing ones that are made not to enhance the sound, to make it sound as natural as possible, as flat as possible, so that you can edit stuff with that.
I mean, I guess.
And Steve too. Steve looks like he's wearing those kind too. So
yep.
So just so
you know, we have better here.
Just so you know, this one here I heard with my regular ears because I was watching the videos.
Okay.
I do not wear headphones when I'm doing these. So I was watching this on my phone, and I heard it. And so what I do is I put it down on a piece of paper, and so then I start going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until I start to distinguish. Like I said before, so I definitely heard it right off the bat. That one there, and it was not with headphones or anything like that. I heard it with my own ears. Okay. So the next one, and ladies and gentlemen, if you want to leave a comment about what you're thinking that you're hearing, feel free to. The next one, this is setting this one up where we're up in the area where supposedly people get pushed out of cells or pulled into cells.
Oh yeah.
I have to say this, okay? In the cell area, there is a lip, okay, that is in the doorway, okay? Could it be because the lip, some people are feeling like they're off balance and they're being pulled in? I want you to watch this video and listen to yourself, Rebecca, about what you're talking about, and go ahead and decide in the end. And the viewers and the listeners out there, we got one from Michelle saying she hears hiss on that thing.
I heard the hiss too, Michelle.
Yeah. So you guys decide, viewers decide on this one here, what's going on. Go ahead.
Now, there is an EVP. You guys are going to see it on the screen.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see that in the beginning.
Okay.
Let's all see it in the doorway.
You guys see that?
Yeah, I saw it, but I did not. I did not hear it.
I want you to close your eyes for a second, Pat.
Okay.
I know you already read it.
Let's all see it in the doorway.
So is a cameraman yelling help?
Maybe.
I think it sounded like me. I'm going to be honest. I was like, help.
You think it was you?
I know.
So
play the video all the way through. Play the video.
All right, here we go.
Let's all see it in the doorway.
Let's do this, guys.
All right. Let me go behind you.
Oh. There you are over there, Rebecca. Great. Now, if you said help, it doesn't even sound like your voice.
If there's anybody here with us, push us out of the doorway.
Push Neil out of the doorway.
Yeah, push Neil first before you push us.
Here, listen to me, guys. Right now, there's footsteps out here and right over here. Like over on the other side where we're standing. Where's Danny?
He's behind Rebecca.
So I'm hearing what sound like two.
That could be Danny.
Yeah.
Was that Danny?
Yeah, because I can hear it.
All right, everybody just try to stay still, please.
Sorry.
It's all right. If you can push one of us out, see if you can do it.
Oh, they're pulling me in though.
Are they?
Yep. I was okay. That's weird. I'm gonna try that again. I get some better footing. And hope that doesn't happen again.
Well, they did say they could pull you in or push you out.
Yeah.
Sounds like a string you're pulling in after. Now, Danny, you're not moving now, are you? No. You know what? That plastic that's over there, over there, that's what it sounds like. The plastic's moving.
Is there a breeze?
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it right now, but that's what I think I was hearing.
Do you still have
there is a
little weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're here with us,
Yeah. No. Yeah, that was not me.
I want you to
you
remember.
push us out. If you don't want me in your space, if you don't want any of us in your space, throw us out.
Okay, I'm getting off this one.
You turn around.
That was super weird. It just there's just I don't know. Like I try my best not to move, and then it just feels this like.
Does it feel like something on your shoulders?
No, it just feels like like I'm being like leaning back, like something.
Like an off balance?
Yeah, like an off balance. Yeah. It's weird.
Maybe you were, because
I
the
shifted.
doorways, there's a little ledge there.
Yeah, no, I shifted a few times to like and I was like making a point of like, do not move, do not move.
It was kind of weird because you just see Rebecca just go in my camera. I'm like,
yeah, it was like,
you got it all. So.
It's like you're shifting weight, but I wasn't shifting weight.
Okay. So that day that you were there, you felt like something was drawing you in, correct?
Yes.
And
Definitely.
on reflection on that, do you still feel the same?
I do. I mean, it's easy to start like doubting yourself. You're like, oh no, maybe I was just, but no, like, I mean, I don't usually have stuff happen to me, like as much as I'm a believer, but I don't necessarily have, paranormal things happen to me too often. But that was a time that I definitely felt it. It was weird. It was just like, it didn't necessarily feel like someone was pushing me, but it definitely felt like I was being pulled. And I know, I mean, like I said there, like I was working very hard not to like I sway, we all do if you're trying to stand too stiff, what I was saying, like I was trying to shift myself, you know what I mean? Like, so that I would have like a looser body, that I wasn't, gonna be like, just like, cause like if I sway, like I'm kind of doing a little back and forth thing, like, that's me. This was truly like being like pulled back. And what was weird is that Danny was behind me, and we heard him later, but in the moment too, he was like, oh my God, that was creepy. Like he could feel it being super creepy and seeing it too. Like it was, again, it definitely felt more paranormal.
I didn't feel anything.
No, I mean, you didn't say that you did either.
I know, I'm teasing.
So let's pull it back all the way to the beginning again. Now, your voice, Rebecca. You should.
Okay.
Is that this now how we caught this today? We caught this when we just wanted to put up this video. All of a sudden, me and Steve at the same time heard this. At the same time, we hear this.
And we both heard the same thing. So it wasn't one of us telling each other.
Yeah, we heard it both at the same time. So let's.
Let's all see it in the doorway.
That sounds like a man's voice.
Well, what was weird is if you keep listening, you comment on that. You say something like, "Oh, Rebecca, it sounded like," or you said "help," but it didn't sound like your voice.
Go ahead.
Or something like that.
Let's all see it in the doorway.
Yeah, let's do the steps.
All right. Can we go behind you?
Oh.
Where?
I heard it again, actually. I heard the help again.
Did you?
I did. The second time.
Great.
Now that's you saying creep.
That's me saying great. No, that's
great.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. I didn't know if you would say creep or great. That's your voice. You see, I'm able to distinguish whose voices they are.
I heard you say something about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now you might be hearing something.
And play just one more time.
Let's all see it in the doorway.
Yeah, let's do the steps.
All right. Can we go behind you?
Oh.
Right. I just heard
second help, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was right here.
But like, I don't think I would be saying that at that point. Like, I don't know why I would be saying that.
Why can't
bring it back?
Is it here?
Right around there. Yeah.
Okay.
Right there. Bring it back a little bit further. Bring it back just a little bit further. Right there. Oh. Right there.
I could be just saying "ope." Like,
yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, something like I needed to get out of his way. I didn't realize he was. Yeah, I think that's all that was.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
But keep going, and then here's the other thing, because you talk about the plastic.
The plastic,
whatever,
yeah.
And
making a noise.
Right about then too, I did hear like a weird crackly noise.
So
I heard like a zip, zip, zip.
All right. So
Yeah,
interesting thing that you're talking about, okay, is that when when the spirits are doing disembodied voices, you got to realize they don't have vocal cords like we do. They do not have bodies. They're projecting out energy. So me and Steve have actually come across this before. We actually happened at the Thornton Distillery. Everybody's down in this basement area, and I was with a group of people, and all of a sudden it sounds like something electronic, but it's a voice.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like.
Yeah.
So it's a very weird thing. So are they projecting out energy?
Oh, they're using the static energy in the room. I'm making it up. There's a static energy in the room, and that creates a crackling.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Let's
Now,
listen to
tell them the story about your father-in-law real quick.
All right. So it's actually been a couple years. I think it was in October.
Or it's the same similar thing.
Yeah, actually it was August. So my father-in-law passed away in an accident, and we went over to visit my mother-in-law, and she was pretty upset. It was an unexpected death, right?
Yeah.
And obviously he didn't expect to die either. So it was just a very sudden thing. And we were upstairs in the room, and they know what I do, the paranormal stuff. And my mother-in-law, she's like, just bring the Anahata. I want to talk. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, Ma, you're not. We're not doing that. We're not opening the door.
Not right now. Anyways.
So we did bring an EMF detector with us, and that's as much as I would bring.
That was smart.
And they did get a lot of activity on the EMF detector. It did seem to respond to quite dramatically as their emotions began to become more and more sad and expressive. The EMF detector was going wild. So what happens is we're just there, and they call to my mother-in-law, come here, the EMF detector's going off. And in a state of complete emotional distress, right? She yells out his name, and they used to call each other Mom and Pa, right? And all of a sudden, like this electrostatic voice, everybody heard it. Even my wife in the other room hears, Mom! But it was with static in it.
Wow.
And we heard it twice. Yeah, and the second time was less loud. The first one was full on, what was that? And the EMF detector just, stayed red for the whole duration of the mom part.
Wow.
And it was kind of creepy.
So those things do happen where it's somehow they're projecting out. Like I said, they don't have vocal cords, but they are somehow projecting out their energy out into the environment. So you might be hearing something like that. So let's move on to the next one, Steve.
Oh, I wanted to hear it again.
Oh, you want to hear it again? I'm sorry.
We just hear a little bit more. Just listen
the static part?
Static part, yeah.
All right. I'm going to keep going with the play.
Okay.
Great.
I feel silly.
Yeah.
If there's anybody here with us, push us out of the doorway.
Well, push Neil out of the doorway.
Yeah, push Neil first before you push us.
Here, listen to me, guys. Right now, there's footsteps out here and right over here. Like over on the other side where we're standing. Where's Danny?
He's behind Rebecca.
So I'm hearing what sound like two.
That could be Danny.
Yeah.
Was that Danny?
Yeah, because I can hear it.
All right, everybody just try to stay still, please.
Sorry.
It's all right. If you can push one of us out, see if you can do it.
Oh, they're pulling me in though.
Are they?
Yep. I was okay. That's weird. I'm gonna try that again. Get some better footing. And hope that doesn't happen again.
Well, they did say they could pull you in or push you out.
Yeah.
Sounds like a string pulled it after. No, Danny, you're not moving now, are you? No. You know what? That plastic that's over there, over there, that's what it sounds like. The plastic's moving.
Is there a breeze?
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it right now, but that's what I think I was hearing.
Do you still have the recorder on over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that noise.
You're here with us.
Weird. This is like a bug.
Like a shopping cart almost.
Yeah, you know what though? Once again, and I have to do it on the skeptic thing, is we have to remember that there was tarp around there and there are open windows in the area. And all it takes is a little bit of wind to cause something to happen.
Well, and
It's
also,
electronic too.
Danny's not the one doing the video recording of this. That was Kevin, and Kevin could have been moving too. You don't know.
Yeah, that's on there. So Truly, we
It's
don't
just
know what that is. We really don't know what that
It could have been like
Yeah.
a little piece of gravel under his shoe, and he's rotating
Right.
back and forth, and you're hearing.
Or he
All
has
right, so
those.
now we're switching sides now. Totally switching
Oh,
sides.
at the end, it's can we convert a believer? That's
All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Steve, what do we got next?
Okay, so we have Ave Maria, our little.
Is it the final one?
Yeah, because I think we're.
All right, so I want to set this thing up. Pat and Rebecca left. It was just so everybody knows the conditions were horrible. They for most people to go and do these things, and we've known because we've taken people into places to investigate. Actually, a lot of people leave between the hours of 12 and 2 o'clock. We give it that, you guys can stay like 3 or 4, but nobody really ever sticks around for that. No. They rarely ever do because of conditions. And I already know that.
Unfortunately, I was actually also.
You weren't feeling good.
I had been ill before that, and I thought I was on the upswing. And after that night, I was not.
And plus, the conditions just worsened, and I could tell. Yeah. I could tell that both of you guys were just miserable.
Yeah,
both were just miserable.
It's hard. I mean, it was fun, but it was hard. Yeah,
it would have been better on a nice May or July.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so this video here, this is after they left, which sucks. But once again, we decided to play Ave Maria. My wife decided to play Ave Maria, and I set up all the EMFs, at least 4 or 5 of them, on top of the bunks. And what happens next is amazing, that during certain parts of the song, when they're kind of like at the peak level, these EMFs are going all the way to the red. It's a very interesting thing what is going on. So I want everybody to see this last bit of evidence. That there is, to me, very, very amazing. Pat, what do you think?
All right. So I'm going to say, and I just Googled it too. When you turn up the volume on your phone, and so when it goes louder, high volume actually makes the phone take up more power consumption. So that's what the EMFs are going off of, is the power that you're using in the phone.
Steve,
well, I was going to ask, can you explain for anyone that maybe doesn't know, like what are EMFs doing, like in paranormal investigation, like what are they trying to capture?
They're measuring electromagnetic field radiation. And what you're saying, Pat, it's possible. I'll give you that. A lot of folks have said, well, it's a sound, right? But sound is a pressure wave. That's a physical.
No, it's the battery. Like if you turn up the volume on your phone and you let it play the same thing, it's going to drain more if the volume is up louder.
So you're thinking it's emitting more energy, Pat?
Yes.
Is that what it's saying? Okay.
So my question then is, because I wasn't present for the first Ave Maria, or the second, I was there for that last one when you guys were not. What was the volume setting at? Was it the same, Neil? Was it?
It was much quieter when we were in the
I don't think it was this loud, but maybe that's just the recording. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
And also too, I don't think we had an EMF with us when we were doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
No, we did have an EMF because I remember giving you guys EMF. I had my EMF,
but I don't think it was. I don't think we had it out and we're measuring anything at that moment.
Now, where was the recording, the phone? Because it sounded pretty loud, right? But I believe the speaker was behind me. I was filming this.
Mm-hmm.
The speaker, the phone that was playing the music, was behind me,
in the hallway.
And I was not very close to those EMF detectors because I am filming and I don't want my phone to activate anything. And if you look at it, all of the EMF detectors in is like synchronicity, right? They're all synchronized,
which is kind of like that's actually makes me a little like I'm not sure because like if it was like one of them, like
right,
you know what I mean? Like it seems interesting that they're all going off. I don't know, but I will also say there's times where the music is loud and they're not going off. So I don't know. That's tricky.
So it sounds like if we ever make our way back there, we have a little experiment.
We definitely got to do it again.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to check out again.
How about this? Anybody going out to Lake County Jail house before us, let us know. Do this experiment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's and what's cell? I don't remember what floor, what cell. They're all kind of like
that was by Dillinger's, I think.
It was
that one there was, but it was no, it was on the side of Dillinger when we did that.
Yeah,
but it wasn't Dillinger's. It was one.
No, it wasn't. It was more in the middle. We did it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was the end cell.
Because there were those window cells. Yeah.
And here's the thing: is people would like to say, "Oh, Dillinger's there." Why would Dillinger be there if he escaped?
Yeah,
there were other people in that cell.
It doesn't make no damn sense.
Yeah, he was only there for a little while.
Maybe he felt bad, and
I felt bad.
Or he's reliving it. He's like, man, remember that one time I made the bar of soap into
there was Meatloaf Thursday. I want to return.
I thought you were going to show the video, and I'm making this up in my mind. Did I not see you doing something where they were in a circle and they were all going off?
No, this was the one that he sent.
Okay, all right.
So we did see this one prior to this. So
okay.
So with that being said, Pat, I'm going to ask you the big question. Out of 1 to 10, out of everything that you said, seen here, heard here, how much do you think maybe there's a possibility of a haunting going on? 1 through 10. Give me your best. Buddy.
So one being the least.
1 being the least. 10
how about
being,
0 through 10?
Zero he likes 0.
Yeah, I like 0.
You feel like 0?
No, I'm going to say 1 then.
Oh, okay. So there's something. Hey.
No, I mean that to me still is saying nothing. It's just saying that there's things that I can't explain.
But nothing would be 0.
Yes, almost everything comes out 0 for me. But but for this,
can I say it this way? You believe it's not a 0.
It's not a 0. It's a 1 because I can't explain it. So I believe that I believe that it was a 0, but it's probably a 1.
We got somewhere, folks. We got from 0 to 1. It may not be a full on, but this is how.
So you can't really explain everything. Is that what you're saying too?
Yeah, but that just means that I just don't have the science to be able to explain it. I truly believe that there is science to explain it. I'm just not. I'm a dropout. I dropped out of high school, so how am I going to explain everything?
That's the smartest people.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was smart, I would have dropped out. High school sucked. But here you go. We have an experiment that has to be done. Now, there are people who are going to be going to Lake County Jail before us. Let us know. Reach out. Do the experiment. Yes. Or wait for us to go back.
This is my proposal. Is that when springtime, summertime comes around on a nice day,
there you go.
People are going to stay till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know if I can do it.
See the whisper.
Can I get like this?
Yeah, but you know it's a whisper. It's not just like from far away.
See, but people in a normal realm are not talking like that.
Rebecca does all the time.
Well, I don't know what you do.
Rebecca, you say your name like real slow and creepy sometimes.
Yeah, right. I think Mondo
go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, what I want to know really quick. So we had Pat do the rating. I want to know, Neil, what you would rate Lake County
All right, and I'm going to be completely
0
clear.
to 10.
So, first off, now, and I didn't tell you guys this. Okay? I really never told you guys this. Now, as you guys know, I've told you that I'm an empath, right?
Yeah.
I told you I get feelings on things. So, for whatever reason, and I'll get to the number in a second, when I left that place, and it took me about 3 days to get rid of this feeling, for whatever reason, I had a lot of anger inside me, and I had a lot of
I think
jealousy.
you're just mad at me.
No. There was an anger, and actually, for thinking about you for some reason. When I thought about you, I got angry.
A lot of people do.
No. I'm being serious. I'm driving home, and
There's no reason.
And I'm like this. Why am I thinking? And I told Steve this.
He gets angry at me all the time.
But that's because he does some crazy stuff.
No reason.
But so I did get impressions after I left, and I did not like the emotions I was feeling. I did not like them. They made me ill. So with what you're saying is, one of my point here is that I actually left there originally, though, thinking, oh my God, this is just like going to work for me.
Right.
I didn't bring anything, this and that. But I have to admit, after you guys did leave, I started hearing whispering. That's when I started hearing whispering. And you remember, Steve, we were on that floor, the Johnny Depp one, and from the movie that he did, I started hearing whispering. I go, you hear that? I did hear that. But I still walked out of that place going, oh, this ain't nothing. There's nothing here.
But it's all about the evidence, too. And
the gathering of evidence, and I'm going to tell you, because of what I hear and going over it, because there is evidence there, I'm going to give this a 9.
Really?
Oh, a 9.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9. The only reason why I'm not giving it a 10, because I did not have any real personal experiences, other than that jealousy thing about being pissed off at Pat. But I think it's like normal, right?
Yeah, it is normal.
I'm jealous
People...
of Pat's beard because it's amazing, and I can only grow this.
So, Steve, how about you?
I would say 3.
Okay.
3.
Is that high for you, do you feel like?
It's about, I've had higher, like Sally House, a little bit more. Monroe House is creepy. Bachelor's Grove, I would say, is a 9 for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a 3 only because I didn't really have. There were some creepy moments, but I didn't get any like super creepy thing or any anger or any weird. I'm not an empath at all. I'm just I'm a normal guy. Yeah. But it was just going through the evidence. I can't really hear a lot of EVPs, so when I do hear something. I did hear a few things here. I heard Rebecca. That was super creepy. That moved it from a 0, made it higher. I like the Ave Maria. And before Pat having the conversation right now, I was at a 5.
Wow.
And he did shift me down to a 3. Okay. And I think I will return to a 5, maybe even more.
If we
can go back and debunk the volume and the speaker thing. So
maybe we'll get Pat to a 2.
It may be, yeah.
Maybe.
Rebecca, what are your thoughts, though?
Now, Rebecca.
So, I will say, I feel bad, Neil, because like you said, when we left, you started hearing things. Like I feel pretty much just one of the reasons I don't go on investigations is I'm like the cooler. Like they just ghost run from me. Like I don't know what it is. Like I am a believer, but they don't want me to know.
Rebecca.
Yeah, right. So that's weird. Like but like this place was one of the few times in my life when I felt that, that pulling back, that something actually did happen. So that already like definitely made it higher for me. I'm still like my brain, like the name thing. I'm still a little bit like it could have been a person in that room saying it. Like that's my like safety for myself. Like I don't know.
So she can sleep tonight.
So I can sleep tonight. But I will still give it an 8. Like there is a lot of evidence here. I did have something actually happen to me while I was there. That was only one thing though. Like we went a lot of other places and it's just like, there was anything else, but at the time, but again, it doesn't surprise me that like after I left that you're like, oh, stuff's starting to happen. Because of course it,
and I was like this, well, right after you guys left and all this stuff started happening. I go, damn it.
Right. Yeah, it's because I was there. Like that's
one thing I would like to point out, this has got nothing to do with it being haunted or not haunted, is people don't realize when they close down a prison, it is filthy. It's dirty in there.
It's so gross in there. Oh my god.
I had no idea it was going to be that dirty and that, and they've been cleaning it up, and even the rooms that they clean up are still filthy. It's it's just amazing.
Yeah, me and Steve went to Peoria Mental Institution. I recommend that people don't ever go to this thing. It is false. It is bull. Do not go to Peoria Mental Institution.
All right, good to know.
I'm going to say that right now. They are fabricating something that is not real there. The museum is beautiful. The museum part is awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But
don't go there thinking
filthy, just nasty. But I just thought I'd say
that.
Yeah. I was surprised by that, but I do want to thank you guys for including us in that. I mean, I really had a good time.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot of fun, and I, went in there very hopeful, and I still am. Maybe at some point something can change my mind. Maybe I need another Rough House to do it or something.
Well, we need to go to that Sally house.
Come out to the open house.
Yeah. Well, I want to, thank you very much. I want to say too, it was really helpful because again, we talk about a lot of these investigations on our show, and we're kind of pulling out the results, and talking about those, but to actually be on one and kind of feel like what that's like, it was great. It's very helpful.
Right. All right. Well, with that being said, once again, we appreciate you guys coming on our show today. And we gave you what we could of evidence, just like I said. And we're going to leave it up to your viewers as well as our viewers. Either yay or nay, believer or skeptic. You decide. Make sure that you put in all your comments either at neil@gravesideparanormal.com, send it to us, or on this thing here. And also at Ghostly Podcast at info@ghostlypodcast.com, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
we'll put up a poll for this one, too.
Yeah,
you can go vote in the poll at ghostlypodcast.com. Click on polls.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, thank you, Pat and Rebecca, for coming out. And Steve, can you say anything to everybody before we leave?
Boo.
No, that's my catchphrase. Damn it.
Sorry.
And like always, boys and girls. Boo. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Bye.
Bye-bye.